Welcome back to Open Book Games. I'm Rowan, and it is Writing Wednesday. So I said that I would do a character spotlight about Altea. Altea is the main character of my novel. She is the character that I am playing and played in the duet that Phil is running for me. She is my favorite character that I've ever played. I'm very attached to her. I think mostly just because we've been playing this campaign for 2 years and I've never had a campaign run that long. But also because I know her so very intimately. I've put a lot of depth into her as a character in the game, which it sounds kind of bad, but that's not something that I usually do because in previous games they would end early or wouldn't put a lot of time to them, or people didn't want to do a roleplay heavy campaign, so I just made kind of a generic character, pretty much always a rogue, and just went with it. All my previous characters have been really one-dimensional, but Taya she's pretty intense. She's been forced to make a lot of moral decisions, and she has a backstory that's driven by a decision she made as a child that influenced her standing in her tribe and the fact that she left her tribe. It comes up in both the campaign and the book in two different ways. We'll talk about the differences between the campaign and the book and all of that. But she is a rogue druid, mostly a rogue. She doesn't really do a lot of druidy things druidic things in the campaign. In the book, she is in the realm of nature magic. And I really toned down the magic in the book as compared to the campaign, because in the campaign, she's very overpowered. In the book, she's very connected to the ocean because she lives in a port city called Hadar. She interacts with the elements, specific elements, water and wood for the most part, as well as wind. Never fire, which is a spoiler. What else about Taya? Oh, she is a Kitsune rogue druid in the campaign. In the book, I called her a Kitsi. Her tribe is a nomadic desert tribe. They live really deep in the desert, a couple days travel from Hadar. They travel around the salt wastes a lot to do mining and exporting, trading with the cities and things like that. They are also from a matriarchal society, which is very important to me for reasons we'll talk about in another episode. But she is not particularly connected to her tribe anymore. She didn't want to have that nomadic lifestyle. She wanted to settle down and have a shop, have stability, and really break away from a tribe where she felt she wasn't welcome because of this decision she made when she was a kid. In the city now, she is about 26 years old. She owns a jewelry and curios type of shop. She lives above that shop, and then she has she's part of a thieves guild called the Den. So she essentially runs all of the fencing and selling of stolen goods through her shop. She's got quite a few friends. We'll meet them in later episodes. Most important friend she has is Toby. They are a couple. In the campaign, they didn't start off as a couple, and that was really awkward to write. So they're just a couple in the book. I think it works really well. Other notable features about Taya, in Pathfinder, the Kitsune race is like full-on fox. They're fox people. They have ears, the tail, the nose, snout situation. They're foxes, basically. And that was one of the darlings that I had to kill when I was trying to write Taya. It felt so awkward to make her be that, to be true to the campaign and make her be a Kitsune. Just didn't work. And it was the first darling that I really struggled to kill, was getting rid of that and kind of making a race for her that was true to what I wanted her to be, but not difficult to write. Because I think it's really important as a writer to make sure that your main character is likable, or at least relatable, to the reader. And it's important to make sure that they're not so different from the reader or from the majority of your readers that they just can't see any part of themselves in your character. And if we're having this fox person as the main character, that's not relatable. So I made her more human. I gave her significantly more human features. She does have kind of longer ears, almost like an elf, but not as long as your traditional anime elf. But she's got really just the ears, and then she has white markings around her eyes, kind of like Felicia. She's just got simple white creamish eyeliner around her eyes, and she does stand out in Hadar. The people of Hadar are they're inspired by the Middle East, so they have darker skin, very dark hair. The men are they have dark beards, things like that. Seeing a white person or a person like Taya, who has very cream, kind of milky, soft skin, she does stand out. She's not the only Kitsi in the city of Hadar, but she is one of the few. And that is actually relevant to the den as a whole. We'll talk about all of Taya's friends and how they're all very different from the standard people you would see in Hadar. Anything else notable about Taya? Let's see. I don't think so. She's very cunning in the way that she speaks. She's very masterful of her words. The Kitsi kind of share heritage with the Fae, distant heritage with the Fae. So they're very trickstery. They're sly and cunning. Obviously, they're fox people. Of course, they're sly. But yeah, she's a good character. I am very excited about her journey and how it's wrapping up, how she grows as a character, and how she, in some points, doesn't grow as a character. I think it's really important to have flaws that maybe your character doesn't outgrow. It doesn't necessarily make them unlikable, but it makes for really good drama when your main character makes a bad decision. Knowing the consequences, still makes a bad choice. Oh boy, Taya gets into some shenanigans. We'll talk more about those shenanigans later. Right now, my goal for the coming week is going to be in the description. We will talk about that, or at least hope that I covered it or completed it in the coming episode. Next time, we're going to go over Toby Arvanthus, Tobias Orion Arvanthus. He is our protagonist helper. He is Taya's partner, both love interest and partner in crime. He is a bard, and I can't wait for you to meet him because he's probably my second favorite character in the book, followed closely by the villain. We'll talk about him later too. It's been a little weird to share all my writing with you all on the internet. I hope that you had fun meeting Taya. If you have any questions about her or about her story, leave them in the comments below. If you have any questions about my writing process, leave that in the comments too. I would love to hear anything or any feedback that you have about her or about the story, questions you have about how it works to write a novel from a duet. I can't wait to connect with you all, and you can find some of my other writing outlets in the description below. It's been great. Thanks so much for joining Open Book Games with Rowan Writes Wednesday, whatever we're calling this series, I guess. Anyway, bye.